Hey everybody, it's Stalker13R and I'm coming at you with another episode. Today we're going to look at the same game and we're going to take two different looks at it. And I'm going to show you the pros and cons of both of the footage style that I have. We're going to be on Redshire today, Redshire 44 with the castle over there on the left. I don't get over there too often unless it's an encounter game, and that's where the flag is myself, so I'm usually either working the center very seldom, or most of the time I'm over here on this right side of the map, or the east side. We're going to be spawning from the south today, and it's a standard battle. We're going to start out in that standard recorded view that I have, and it doesn't show you when I'm on the reload. It doesn't show you, the actual sniper mode there. So when I'm doing a game and I'm talking about the overall strategy that's involved, I really like to use that mode. And another thing that comes in that mode is when the enemy is sending communication signals to each other, you can see that. And we'll get a chance to see that here today when somebody's calling out for help. So, it kind of gives you a feel of what's going through the minds of the enemy team as well. So again, I'm not a master of this French tank, but I wanted to vary up the footage, and you've got the guys that are always, hey, you go spot, or the guys that don't like artillery, or, if there's some kind of tank that, you're not happy with the way other people play, but you don't play it yourself, then buy one. Hop in it, and spend a couple of days in their shoes, and see what life's like on the other side of the tracks there for a little bit. Not only will it give you a greater appreciation of what they got going on, but it won't take too long before you realize why they do what they do. And sometimes it is because they're just not a good player, but you know what? They can be as bad as they'd like to be. So we're going to go over here. We got a couple of heavy tanks up there. I just wanted to stall the enemy's advance by presenting myself a little bit. I was hoping that they'd be distracted with those two heavy tanks coming around the corner, and I'd be able to get a couple of shots off without getting hitting the side there, but it turns out that they weren't as concerned about those tanks moving up as I had hoped. So now I'm just going to, pop over the shoulder, try to track some guys, keep them in position, keep that enemy swarm from really, enveloping our guys, but it looks like they are committed to just driving right into it. And, God bless them. We'll hope they come out the best they can there. I'm just going to try to keep a little bit of Overwatch, do some cross-support map here, or support across the map, if I can get that out. And we'll get some things going, get some of these spotters out of the way, and take some of that pressure off, and then while I'm reloading, we'll run back around the other way and see how things are going on over here. I don't know how, but it looks like these guys have come out to the good. It was looking really bad there for a while. So I'm going to continue to get the shots that I can. And I'm going to go across here. The one thing that you don't see, especially on these auto loaders in this view, is when I'm reloading. That's such a big part of that strategic point. So I'll take a shot at this guy. See if I can rattle a couple off, and there you can see he's calling for help. So that's the kind of thing that, I'm looking for of, what is going through their minds as we develop our strategy, and what are we doing? So now my teammate there's calling for help. He's letting me know that he's in position, but he doesn't want to stick his nose out without somebody getting their eyes up. So I'm going to go up here and get some targets on the spot so that he won't be driving in blind, and maybe do a little distraction to keep the attention off of what they're doing over there. And we got an SU-100 up on the hill. Always happy to have a side shot on that. And there's those targets coming up. And there I'm getting that sign that says awesome. We brought those targets up on the spot, and that's teamwork. You let your team know that, hey, I'm in position and I'm ready, but somebody's got to go do their job. Then somebody says, hey, that's me, and gets up here on the ridge and gets those targets spotted so that they can come around the corner and do something about it. So, that's how communicating with your team should work. Always be thinking, how can I support my team? What can I do to make their game go better? Because if we're all having a better game, then we're more likely to win. It's not just about our own individual stats or whether or not we get the kill. And so this is an average game. I got a couple of clips off in penetration. And that's really my goal here, is to get at least 2 clips of penetrations on the board and get some spotting and support the team. So we'll switch it over here in a second and we'll take a look at the game from the other side. And by that I mean we're actually going to go into sniper mode here. And the one challenge I have with that is I can only go back in time to get this sniper mode 5 minutes. So if the game takes 6 or 7 minutes, then I'm missing a couple of minutes of the first of the game. Not that that's usually a big deal, but it doesn't give me the clean start. So that's why I usually go with a blended technique and show both kinds. So again, here we go. I don't want to get out too far ahead of these heavy tanks and be fighting the whole enemy onslaught myself. But I did present a threat and then fade away. So now in the sniper mode, you can actually see how many vehicles are over here and why I took the risk to expose longer, even though I knew it meant I was going to take one on the side. And right here you can see that I've got that guy that goes up and disappears, and now I'm on the reload. So with the autoloader in particular, I think the sniper mode, there's a lot more to it, because that reload is so much of your tactical situation. And in this game, the overall strategy is, pretty much a set thing for this map. We're going to be over here working this right side, and this is pretty much how it goes. You try to get cross-map shots to support as much as you can. This guy's off. We'll give him another one just in case he's there. And, we'll see who's down in the valley. So there's not as much of the overall strategy in this one, and we can focus a little more on the tactics. But that's a bit of the difference between these two. Another thing about this sniper mode is you can see better when I either don't have sight on a target or not. Whereas when we're in that outside view, that's not as apparent. So here's that AT, whatever it is, 8. And we gave him a couple. We actually got one through, and I'm reloading. And that's where he was calling out for help. And now we're getting around. So I've been having fun with this French tank. I don't play it a whole lot. Here the guy is. Alright, we're in the river and we need some eyes up on the ridge, and off we go. But yeah, it's something that I'm not great at, and that's why I do play it. So, if you haven't played RD a whole lot, maybe get some artillery wagon and get out there and get a few games in. If you're always trying to shove people out of the bush and telling them you go spot, well, why don't you hop in a light tank and go spot for them and show them how it's done. And, you'll learn a lot of things along the way. The more kinds of tanks that you can drive and the more different applications and situations, it'll also make some of the old maps new, because in a different tank, you're more likely to go to different areas of the map than you normally go, depending on what that function is. So if you're getting a little salty, or, you're getting a little bit of the same old same-o, mix it up and get in there and try a different style of tank. I know that works for me, and helps keep things fresh, and, well, we'll keep it going. And as you can see, this is just an average game. It's nothing outstanding. But I've had a good time with it. So it's summer break. I've only been putting out one video a week. I've been flying my quadcopter, or, between crashes, which is probably more than I've spent in the air. And there we are. Hey, I got top 5. But and a little bit of vacation, so I'll probably continue with the one a week through the summer. And send me some notes, if you'd like to see some different styles of play or some different tanks, drop it in the comments, and we'll see if we can't get something out there to to help out. We've talked about checking the mini-map a lot. We've talked about, hey, once you win that engagement or that flank, are you going to fall back to base? Are you going to push on to cap? Are you going to try to support across the map? Those are your main tenets in there. We're going to get into a little more tactics here coming up with some of the timing, some of the individual partner techniques. Like today at the end where that guy got down and, hey, he called out for help and I got right up on the ridge line and did my spotting. And, it let me know that they were ready for me to move up and light those targets. So that gave me the confidence to get up there getting aggressive, knowing that they were going to be right by my side and I wasn't going to be all alone. So thanks for watching. Have a good day.